Hey gang, today we're going to do one of the all-time great solos, Elliot Easton's solo to My Best Friend's Girl from the Cars' first album. Now this was one when I was younger. It totally confused me because I was used to Led Zeppelin, minor pentatonic type stuff, and this just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't understand all the country flavors that were in it. It's got all that stuff, plus it's played at breakneck speed, and it's clean, and it has kind of a cool sound to it, the slapback echo and all that. So we'll go over the sound, and we'll go over everything note for note. I'm going to do a demo first, and then we'll do the note for note lesson. See you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this in detail now. Now, there are a lot of parts to this, so let's talk about this lesson, starting with the tab. Yes, you can download it from the link in the description below. It will make your life a lot easier, but I got to describe it a little bit and tell you what's going on. By convention, you'll notice that I'm using a capo here, and I'm capoing on the first fret. The song is in F, but it's played out of an E position. You've got two choices. You can either tune your guitar up a half step. I don't do that. Or you can capo. Those are the two real choices that you have. I chose to capo, but the tab is written as if there is no capo in E. All right. So whether you choose to tune up or use the capo, just keep that in mind that I'm writing the tab as if the song is in E. So everything will have to be transposed one half step up, right? One fret up, if you use the capo. All right, so that's that. I'm going to do the rest of the lesson without the capo. So how's the rest of the lesson going to go? Well, first I'm going to talk about that awesome sound and what I did to kind of approximate that. Then I'm going to do a slow-mo demo, and then we'll do line by line. I'm going to rely on the tab pretty heavily for that one and just give you the highlights instead of saying on this fret and on this fret. And then I'll do that syncopated beginning and ending, this part right here. That part right there. We'll cover that last. All right? So that's how it's going to go. First, let's talk about the sound. Now, it may look like I'm using a humbucker guitar, and I am, but this one has a coil tap or a coil split. So I'm playing out of the bridge, in fact, and I am splitting the coil to get a single humbucker or single coil sound. Now, this sound obviously has a very thin sound, a very trebly sound, and a very clean sound. And he's trying to go for sort of a 50 sound, if you ask me. That's what he's trying to do. So what else do I have on the guitar? Well, I don't have any distortion. I have very little gain. So I have the amp on a pretty clean setting. That's a starter. Secondly, I have a little bit of reverb, and I have a decent amount of compression. So far, I'm just sounding like a country player right now, right? Some reverb, some compression. The key thing on this one is what's called slapback echo. So I do this by using delay. I put on delay. I have it only repeat one time, and I have it repeat as quickly after I play as possible by tapping very quickly. So for example, I'll give you, this is what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like with the delay on. I'm going to turn it off for just a second. That's with the delay off. You can hear the difference. It doesn't have that little extra depth. So by putting on the delay, which I'll do right now, now I've got the delay back on, which again is just called slapback. Now you can hear that kind of repeat very quickly, and that's, I think, the key to getting this sound. Okay, gang, let's do the solo slow-mo now. I'm going to start out 5th string, 2nd fret, and here we go. more time for good measure. Okay, let's go over it line by line now. Okay, the first line, here's the first line. That's such a cool line, and it's hard too. It's a difficult one because you got to play it fast and you're shifting positions very quickly. So you got to know exactly what you're doing on this one. This you kind of need to memorize. Plus, there's some slides in the beginning that are a little bit difficult to execute. So it starts out on the 5th, 2 slide to 4, and then play on the 4th string, 2nd fret, twice. And this is kind of tough. Immediately bring your 3rd finger over and slide up 2 to 4 on the next one. Yes, you can play it like this. It doesn't quite sound right. I don't think it's what he did on the album, and I've seen him do it. He slides. So there you go. Try it a little bit extra. Just try and get it. All right, so it's played like this. And then we go up to the next position on the 3rd string. And finally this one. That one may be difficult. We end up here right at the 9th fret. 9 on the 3rd, 9 on the 1st. You have to skip the 2nd string. All right, so here it is one more time slowly. Here's the second line, probably my favorite in the whole thing. Tell you, this was one of the first country licks I learned, and it's a really good one. It's sort of a little bit non-conventional. So this right here, we're playing this is called a 6th, this idea of splitting the strings. But anyway, we're playing on the 11th on the 3rd and 11th on the 1st. We're not playing the 2nd. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bend up that 3rd string primarily, basically a half step. That's a neat sound, isn't it? Practice to get that kind of clear. It's major, it's not bluesy, right? Okay, so after we do that, we play this. Wow, what a cool lick that is. So again, 3rd string, we're going to play on the 6th. 1st string, we're going to play on the 7th, then the 5th. Watch how we'll do it. We'll bend up that 3rd string, hold it. Now play the 7th. Now come back down to the 3rd string with the bent note. And now play the 1st string on the 5th. That takes a lot of practice, so do it slowly. It's going to hurt your fingers a little bit, so use a guitar with light strings and go for it. It'll get clear after a while. Okay, here's the next line. This one's deceptively difficult, played over an A chord. So the first, it starts out innocently enough. We're going to bend that 1st string a whole step on the 10th. And then play that. That's simple enough. And now we're going to play this. That's an interesting one. It's a little bit difficult to do that pull off. It's very similar to what we did before. We're going to bend up on the 11th, on the 10th on the 2nd string while we hold the 11th on the 1st string. And then come down, pull off to the 7th. That's a tough pull off. Oops. See, it's a tough one. That second one is easier. That's just on the 3rd string, the 9th, 2nd string, the 10th, and we're going to basically do the 7th, the same thing that we did before, pulling off to the 7th. End up on the 9th on the 4th. All right, here's the next line. Okay, so here we're coming down, 3rd string, we're going to play 4, 5, 6. 1st fret and skip a string and play the 1st string 5. Oh, I'm sorry, play 7 and then 5. All right, so it's a little bit tricky because you have to skip that second string. Okay, and now we'll play this. So that's pretty straightforward. These are just playing sixths. We're going to play on the third string 6, first string 5, and slide up 2 frets, same shape. And then slide it back down. Notice I'm playing the third string first, and then sliding it, and then playing the first string. Okay, and then playing the open second string. You could also play the third string at the 4th fret. Same note. All right, here's the last piece. It's actually really pretty simple. You can think of a minor pentatonic shape now. All right, so we're going to play 3-2 open. Okay, and then on the second string play 3, and then first string play open. Now do the same thing on the third string. Or it's nearly the same thing. We're going to play 3-2 open, and then 4th string 2-0-2. All right, so that's that. So that is the whole solo. It's not a long solo, but it's just got every lick is really cool. Okay, let's finish this video off by playing the syncopated piece that he plays both going into the solo and coming out. I put it in the demo I did both parts, but I think on the record there were 2 guitars or there were separate parts. Hard to know for sure, but I just did them both in the demo so you can see how it fits into the solo. All right, so what's going on there? Oh, I should say that I took off the slapback echo just so you can hear it a little bit better. So what's going on there? Well, we're just going from an E chord to an A chord repeatedly. Okay, at the end he kind of shifts to a B right before the solo, and I'll show you that too. But basically it's this, and this is the pattern that you want to get. It's kind of Travis picking. All right, so that's it. And let's count that out. I would just advise playing it very, very, very slowly. And let's just count it out. Now I've got a metronome on here because it is kind of tough. So let me play it with the metronome on. Just a second. So this is super slow. I've got 60 beats per minute. So that's about the speed that I would start trying it out on, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that's what it is. Now let me show you the notes as much as I can. I should say Elliot Easton plays it a couple of different ways. This is as close as I could think of to the record, and I found this to be the easiest one just to play out of these chord shapes. So maybe you will too. If not, you can find your own fingering to make it happen. I've seen Elliot Easton play it all with a pick, shifting positions. So this should work though. All right, here we go. So we're going to start out on an E. So I'm just going to play it very, very slowly here, okay? Starting on the 4th string, that E. So basically we're approaching both the 3rd of E by doing a hammer on and the root of A by doing, yeah, I guess a hammer on from this as well. At the end we just shift up from this A up to a B. That's it. All right, so not too much more. It takes a lot of practice to do. Listen to the demo, listen to the record, use a slow metronome, and you'll get it. All right, gang. Well, there you have it. Elliot Easton solo to My Best Friend's Girl. In my opinion, one of the greatest solos of all time. Rock solos, pop solos, whatever you want to say. Really sort of unconventional and just fits the song really well. Plus, shows a lot of technical expertise. All right, hope you like this one. We'll see you on down the road.